Welcome back. And Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter confirming to WLOX there was a shooting at Ingalls Shipbuilding on site in Pascagoula. Sheriff Ledbetter says this happened around 7:30 this morning, so about an hour and 15 minutes ago. Sheriff Ledbetter also told us there was one victim. Their condition is unknown. As you can imagine, a large law enforcement presence at the shipyard. I've been in contact with Kimberly Aguilar, one of the public relations people out at the shipyard, and here's what she tells me, and I'm going to read this to you. She just sent this to us a few minutes ago. Quote, "We do have an active shooter at Ingalls Shipbuilding in the shipyard. They are urging all personnel to shelter in place and await further instructions. Law enforcement was promptly notified. They're at the shipyard responding to the situation. They're going to have more updates as they become available." They say their focus right now is managing this current situation and keeping everyone safe as they can. And they also confirmed there is one victim. The condition of that shooting victim is unknown right now. So to recap, an active shooter situation happening right now at Ingalls in Pascagoula. We're told this happened around 7:30 this morning on site in the shipyard. We're told by Sheriff John Ledbetter with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and also Kimberly Aguilar with Ingalls, that there is one victim. That victim's condition is unknown. Law enforcement is working on that situation. When we get more details, we will let you know on air and online with this active shooter situation at Ingalls.